going on, guys? We are back for another Halloween review, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Nun II. I reviewed the first Nun on my last viewing, so I thought, you got to review part 2. It just came out. If you haven't seen The Nun Part 2, it is still in theaters right now, and it should be coming to HBO Max later down the road. As for now, it's still in theaters, so support theater chains and go see this in theaters. This actually was not a bad one. I actually enjoyed this one way more than I did the first one. There wasn't a bunch of nonsense in it. There were a couple parts that were funny. It didn't have all this padding to stretch out the runtime of stuff you just didn't care about. This movie also had a sense of style to it. The cinematography was way better than the first movie, in my opinion. There was care in it. I could see the filter mixtures in it. You had a very bright, white, vibrant color mixed in with a very dark and black color. The cinematography really popped in this one versus the first one there. It gave you more of a sense of the world with the colors, kind of like how The Matrix has those tints of green. The part I found funny, the girl that was in the first one gets away from this demon nun. She's, at the church, and one of the Catholic priests tells her, hey, we have a problem here. And he explains it, and she says, I don't want to go back. I barely made it out the first time. And he's like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to send you there anyways. And if you don't like it, you can just withdraw from the church. So I thought that was a little messed up, because then she has to kind of submit to his demand, and then she has to go do it, and she's not happy about it. So this one shows her go to the church, and there's issues, but this one had better storytelling and less characters. There wasn't a lot of nonsense that you didn't want to hear like the first movie did. But instead of doing jump scares, when they reveal the nun in this one, it's actually quite scary. The reveals of the demon nun were way more creative. And there's a scene where she's looking at all these magazine covers, and the covers are flipping through pages and pages. And finally, as they keep flipping through the pages, they kind of create a silhouette of a demon nun in the pictures of the magazines. And I thought that was a very creative idea. And they had a lot of these ideas in the movie. They even in the film have a portrayal of Satan with horns. He has legs and feet, almost like a goat, and he runs towards them. And the way they shot him coming towards them was quite terrifying. I was actually a little freaked out of this. And when they showed the nun in the end, it wasn't overblown like the first one. It was a little more controlled and tame. And I thought this movie was much better than the first one. And the storytelling was a lot better with the characters. The story made more sense. Things came together better. The pacing was better. The cinematography was better. Especially the filtering that they decided to go with was better. And I thought the nun was a lot scarier in this, because it wasn't just jump scare after jump scare. And even the beginning of the movie is very good. You see a nun commit suicide to not get captured by the demon nun. And the way they shot it showed how weak she was. They were able to tell you that this nun did not have what it takes to confront this demon nun head on, and she had to commit suicide. They were able to tell you this in like 4 minutes in the opening act. I would recommend The Nun Part 2. It is much better. I'm going to grade The Nun II a C+. I can see a lot of people hating it. We are taking a character from a franchise and bringing them into a separate movie and building a whole story and a whole film around this side character from another movie. I can see how that's like not that interesting to people. And they're also trying to build a Conjuring universe, because there is an after credits scene where it shows the characters from The Conjuring answer a phone, and they're talking about what happened in The Nun Part 2. I did read that they are going to make a 4th Conjuring and close off the story. So I'm expecting a 3rd Nun movie before Conjuring 4. I'm not really sure. It's not a universe I'm in love with, but I have enjoyed the Conjuring movies, and I didn't hate The Nun II. Well, that's it for my Nun review, guys. I got more Halloween movies I'm reviewing coming up soon. So if you want to see what those are, please hit that subscribe button to support the channel. And I'll catch you movie fans on my next review. Thanks for watching.